Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best video games of 2020.
Wow. Your eyes.
For this list, we're looking at the best games that came out in 2020. Wowing us with their graphics, gameplay, controls, story, and more, these were the games you absolutely needed to play. Which game is your game of the year? Let us know in the comments. Before we continue, we'll be doing a deep dive on this list's #1 entry over on Mojo Plays, so be sure to check it out once you've finished watching.
I saved her.
Number 10. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. Ever since the disasters that were Tony Hawk Ride and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, it felt like we would never see the franchise return to its former glory. In comes Vicarious Visions with a remake of the first two games, and it blew everything out of the water. Every stage from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and its sequel have been lovingly rebuilt with refined controls, exceptional detail, and tricks from across the entire series. The Create a Park feature and support for online multiplayer have had us getting together to show off our sick tricks, or make ourselves look like a jackass. Number 9. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. While the PS4 version isn't as well optimized as the PS5 version, Miles Morales offers plenty of thrill on both platforms. It was exciting to jump back into Insomniac's insanely fun combat system from the previous game, and some of the new mechanics made it even more thrilling. The addition of Venom powers offered a new risk-reward system, forcing players to decide whether to heal or unleash devastating attacks. Invisibility also allowed more flexibility for players who wanted more stealth segments. It may not be a Spider-Man 2, but this title was well worth our time.
Holy shit.
Tougher than I look, huh?
Number 8. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
You seek my approval, do you?
I should warn you.
Given how long this spent in development, it's hard to believe it finally came out. Final Fantasy VII struck the hearts of many with its story, characters, and gameplay, and the remake manages to make it a fully realized experience, although it is only the first act of the original. The visuals are breathtaking, characters have been redesigned in great detail without sacrificing their original look, and the new combat system is a fantastic way to introduce new fans to the series. And let's not forget the lovely music that took us back to 1997.
About that, we should talk outside.
Number 7. Demon's Souls. If you have a PlayStation 5, this is the game to get on the platform. Not only is it a loving recreation of the 2009 title, it runs in dynamic 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. On top of that, the character customization boasts more options than the original, tons of new weapons and equipment, and a new Fractured World mode to challenge our wits in a whole new way. Whether you're in for a new challenge or are just looking to revisit an old gem, Demon's Souls is a must-have for PS5 owners. Number 6. The Last of Us Part 2.
What do you do?
I saved her.
This game proved to be divisive, thanks to pacing issues and key elements of the story. A lot of fans were dismayed at the fate of beloved characters, and having to play long sessions of the game as antagonist/deuteragonist Abby. However, The Last of Us Part 2 does a lot right. The environments are immersive, stealth sections are much more tense, and the combat is unique and much richer. Just think back to how getting struck by an arrow disables your listen mode. It's an intense and grim story, one you'll need to be mentally prepared for, but it's also a compelling journey with polished and memorable gameplay.
I won't laugh. I won't.
I'm trusting you.
Number 5. Half-Life Alyx.
Perhaps what I am is not as important as what I can offer you in exchange for coming all this way.
VR may still be a niche corner of the gaming industry and community, but one cannot ignore the technical marvel that is Half-Life Alyx. With highly detailed environments and a frame rate of 60 FPS, the game raised the bar for VR games. Not only that, it also succeeded in telling another compelling story with its focus on Alyx and what occurred before Half-Life 2. Whether you're a longtime fan of the franchise or have never played a Half-Life game, you should absolutely pick this up if you have a compatible VR headset.
Okay, wait, my drone's okay, right?
Nope, it exploded. I'm fine, by the way.
Right, good, that's the main.
Number 4. Ghost of Tsushima. Understandably, some people have begun to complain about open-world fatigue. However, Ghost of Tsushima offers enough of a unique experience to make it one of 2020's best games. Enemies force you to alter your stances, the story is compelling from start to finish, and the world is so beautiful that you may find yourself using photo mode more often. As if that wasn't enough, developer Sucker Punch Productions has added in a multiplayer mode called Legends, where you and your friends can fight together as samurai. Really, there's a lot of bang for your buck here. Number 3. Hades. These days, it feels like every indie studio has their own roguelike, but Supergiant Games has evolved the formula with their newest game, Hades. Players will fight and dash their way through the underworld as they try to reach Olympus, receiving boons to give them additional effects to their abilities. What really makes Hades stand out, besides its art style, is how the game manages to avoid repetition and keep the story progressing. No matter how many times you die, characters have something new to say about your latest run or may comment on other characters you've encountered. Couple that with a diverse set of weapons, splendid voice acting, and fierce enemies, and it's no wonder why people are still talking about Hades.
Do not despair, child. Such setbacks are inevitable and may be overcome with effort and with time. You made contact with the goddess Athena. She shall be true to her word.
Number 2. Animal Crossing: New Horizons. If it weren't for this game, we would have gone insane sitting at home during the pandemic. Even without real-world events though, Animal Crossing New Horizons is a fantastic game on its own merits. It's more of the same formula we've known and loved, but with more focus on creating your own island paradise and attracting new residents. It's also been a marvel seeing how other folks online have been using their island, from recreating moments in pop culture to hosting game shows. We've clocked in so many hours rearranging our homes, terraforming, and visiting friends' islands, and we'd do it all again, just without the pandemic. Before we reveal the best game of 2020, here are some honorable mentions. Doom Eternal. We ripped and teared until it was done. Nioh 2. If you like the first game, you'll love this one. Paper Mario: The Origami King. The perfect example of charming and creepy. Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon 2. Igarashi continues showering Castlevania fans with love.
Sword-wielding exorcist who will stop at nothing to eradicate all demons.
Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Tough but fair, and it's good seeing the Bandicoot in the limelight again. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Cyberpunk 2077.
Gotta get out of here, understand? And I'll kill anyone who gets in my way.
It's taken over 8 years and an incredible amount of delays, but 2020 was finally the year we got our hands on CD Projekt's most hotly anticipated game. Despite a good number of glitches contained in the launch version, Cyberpunk 2077 has no doubt wowed us with its excellent gameplay and story, all of which takes place in the incredibly immersive Night City. Seriously, the amount of detail that has gone into this game is absolutely staggering, and the huge variety of things to do means you won't be putting this game down for a long time. Plus, Keanu Keanu Reeves starring as Johnny Silverhand is that nice little cherry on top that we didn't know we needed.
And you're a maybe we'll fit together after all.
If you want to know why we chose our #1 pick for this list, head over to Mojo Plays and watch our in-depth analysis of the entry. Check the link in the description below.